Welcome back. Today I'm going to go over everything at BAG.WIN and their new poker offerings, along with the casino options that they now have at the mobile app, and it's also available on desktop. You can also get started now with just an email login. Now, these tiers have since been updated, but the whole thing indicates the more bag you hold, the more earnings you earn back in rakeback, as well as gold on the Blast network chain. And there's a daily, weekly, and a monthly board. There is rewards for the daily. You could choose any avatar. Most of these are very Web3 friendly, as you could see, dog with a hat. Morphbot, he's a local Decentral Games hero. Morph, we miss you. Get back in the game. Of course, the ape, Peppy. Feel free also, if you want to jump in and try the game, use the link there above at decentral.games. Referral, Poker Buddy. A lot of these avatars are from the Web3 world, Bitcoin Maxi, the Milkman, if you guys are familiar with that newsletter. It's an excellent newsletter. Tomonoya, which is from the Decentral Games. Trump, not to be confused with Trump. But yeah, he's the character for Trump. And let's see. I think we're going to get started here. As you can see, I'm playing in USDT. I'm going to jump in the 25, 50 cent game. There is 5 cent, 10 cent, $1, $2. Of course, I buy in with the max buy-in. I'm not going to be bullied around. And here's Bag City, guys. This is the new 3D app. It's available on desktop in a 3D version, as you can see here. And you can also play in 2D on your mobile phone. The room that I chose is the Blast room, which is, all about the Blast chain. You can see the rockets there. I think it was a huge win for Decentral Games to jump on the Blast network. Just for the rewards alone, and the network is stable. All right, guys. So it's a small table here. We got 3 people seated. I think I jump in here. Yep. And I'll open up with a set of 9s. What a way to start, right? In the big blind. And this Tony is a little bit of loose cannon. I'm sure he would agree. What do I do here? Yeah, we raise it up 3 times. Or 2.5 times. All right, we see a flop. 9s here. I think, yes, best thing to do is check. You never know if someone's got an ace or a queen. And you figure they still could actually be thinking, but I bet into it here. I at least want to see what the temperature is. I know that this Tony Bear Brick tends to play loose and fast. So, yeah, take down the win. Win's a win, right? So the goal is to win as much as you can in, your session. And of course, you guys know that play poker, sometimes you're sitting there for quite a long time to get your money where you need it. So I'm in a small blind here with 6-5 suited. I probably raise it up. Let's see what I do. Yep. And not much of a flop there, obviously, so I believe I check here. Yeah. Tony bets 2. And I believe I might actually call here. So I've got a straight flush and a flush draw. Bump it up to half. Tony's thinking. He's like, what could he have? Oh, he raises it 9.5. I call, and I hit the flush. Wow, almost a straight flush. What do I do here? Oh my god, yeah. So I'm betting the pot size, and he folds. Oh, he calls. So there you go. You had 3 of a kind. Totally lucky way to start. Honestly, look, the video should really be $45 or $44.37 in 1 minute. Well, I'm 5 minutes in, but you get it. So apparently I must lose a lot here, or, you know, to keep my profit loss margin. But I just wanted to show you guys BAG.WIN. It's a super site to play at. It's super smooth. If you guys like, you know, graphical interfaces, it doesn't get any better than the Windows version. You can see we got the Pac-Man avatar down there. Took it down with 4-6. Nice bluff. I'm recording this after the fact of the game. Queen 7 on the button with 3 people. And I raised $1. Playing a little aggressive. Don't get much of a flop, obviously. So I think I'm folding here. That's Pokashiro. Pretty tight. He's a... Yep, look, what's he got? 8-3? 8 jack. Okay, so he had an 8 with a good kicker. King 6 of hearts and the big blind. I think I'm checking here. So if you guys want to check this out, you can go to decentral.games currently. Use the link above and in the description, and you guys will get a 100% bonus based on what you deposit. The game is on the Blast chain, but you can deposit from ETH or Polygon into the game, but you can only withdraw to the Blast network. That's the agreement that they have. And frankly, it works out just fine, you know, because you can withdraw with USDB to the Blast chain. Took it down with some queens. And from there, you know, if you need to get your money out, like if you're one of them daily cash players, you could simply send the USDB, or I should say swap the USDB for the Blast token on the Blast chain. And once you have Blast tokens, you could just send it over to Coinbase, or there's quite a, or I'm shit. Let me go back. There is a couple different, you know, CEXs or DEXs that will swap out the Blast coin or the Blast token, you know, to USDC and then back to your bank or whatever currency. But I found it to be super simple. You know, like for a while there, it was really like it was like a 7-day wait, you know, to withdraw from Blast, but no longer. You know, you could simply just swap your tokens to the Blast token and then send that over to any SEX that you can cash out with. When I CEX or DEX, not SEX. So, okay. If you guys have any questions, you know, please leave it in the comments. I just wanted to show you this excellent 3D version of BAG.WIN poker. It's this is like 3 people sitting at this table, so we don't even have a full table. But they have 6-person tables. Currently all cash games. There will be sit and goes introduced shortly. I'm gonna make another video showing the updated screen at BAG.WIN. So they changed the layout a bit because they have a ton more games now. They have slots. I got 10-9 here. I'm probably betting into this. You know, I'm not gonna let the flush like just sit there. You know, let them think I have the flush. If they got it, then fine. I'm already up 48 bucks. So what do I do here? Check. Yeah, like just in case Tony's got the flush. And he's betting 2. What do I do here? I call? Yeah, probably a bad call there. But Tony, again, is a loose cannon. He may not have anything. We'll see. $12 pot, 12.51. He bets 12.51. I have nothing, so I have to fold. Now, if I had even like ace jack or king jack or queen jack, I think I'm calling there. Oh, speaking of kings and queens, I'll pick those up in a small blind. So we know I'm already like at least like raising 3 times the big blind. And not much of a flop, but I'll probably continuation bet here since it's a rainbow flop. Pokashiro is a pretty tight and aggressive player, so you have to at least be leery of him or aware of him. And we take down the pot. It's almost like golf. It's Jack Nicholson on the 9th hole. Okay. Ace King. Okay. On the button. That's always fun. And I'm sticking with just my 3 times the big blind raise. I don't want to throw any like weird red flags out there. I just keep it simple, for the most part. I mean, I mix it up every now and then. Pokashiro, tight and aggressive. And I called. God, I was like wishing for a nice turn card or river here. No, it looks like there's a straight and a water, but... Oh, we get a check from Tony, not surprising. I think Pokashiro dropped out of this hand somehow. And I do hit my king. Yeah, so I think he got disconnected, which was unfortunate for him. What does he got? He's got Jack 2 of hearts. So he did hit the flush. But since he didn't have hardly anything in the pot, it was still a decent hand for me. But still lost. But not too much. As you can see, I still got 43.97. And I just won 75 cents. Jazz on. Here comes the music. So in the game, if you hold the shift key and just type jazz on, you get some music. I'm not sure if I'm going to leave that in there. Pair of 5s and a small blind. And the board is like ultra like sick. Just testing here. Tony calls. Oh my god, I hit my 5. It's like, what do I do here? I think I bet because I'm afraid of the flush. And I want to get the most value. Alright, taking it down. Yeah, imagine if this was a 6-person table. I'd really been pulling it in. I mean, that's the goal, right? Is to get the most that you can while you're sitting, but poker's just fun to play. I like to watch the cards flip over. But I like winning more than that. Okay, so one thing to know, Decentral.games or Decentral Games used to be linked up with Decentraland, meaning their game was inside of Decentraland. So what DG did, Decentral Games, they basically rebranded themselves as BAG.WIN, and they're just basically exiting out of Decentraland, because primarily they couldn't control the tech side of a platform that is within another brand. Now they worked as best as they could together, and they did for a while. We had a good run with Ice Poker, but at the time was just right to go. And I agree with, the board's decision or the DAO, in just exiting and going out on their own here. Because I think that they're actually going to turn BAG.WIN into a super cool 3D area real soon. So the talk is that these avatars will be able to get up and exit out of these rooms and go to other areas, within the game. King Jack, I just hate. but I still ended up winning. Just goes to show you, we love Tony. King Jack suited is a lot better. King 7 on the button here. Maybe I do raise it, maybe, since I'm, playing pretty well here. It got luck on my side early. But don't let that ever start steering you into playing too loose. As you can see, I'm like just wailing away here. And I got Tony calling. And I hit my 7. Technically, I should not be playing so aggressive right here. But I am. I think I lose this hand. No, now that I'm looking at it later, I'm like, this guy could have an ace or queen, but he checks there. That's weird. That's like, he could be setting me up. Man, he's just got nothing. Tony, he's got the king jack kicker. All right. But yeah, there's no king jack out there. All right. I got to love the ace 2 suited. I hit a deuce in the big blind, heads up against Tony. I bet quarter of the pot there. Check it back. He checks back. It probably has nothing. So I think I'm betting. I checked, and I win anyway. All right, so this is really just a heads-up match. I'm not getting much action for Pokashiro. I'm still wondering if they removed the song. So that's a secret that you guys are just going to have to figure out. I'm not going to give you that one away. Okay, so a new development with the BAG token. It's on Blast. Easy to get by just going to thruster.finance. There's other ways, but that's just the simplest way. Currently, with the latest development from the Blast chain and their rewards, they're now allowing to have gold being allocated, or I should say tied, to a brand's native token or token assets. So in this case, I get some queens here, just bet half at a pot. They're gonna basically give you a share of gold every week as I take down another hand, just for holding BAG. So it's basically based on a percentage and how much gold they get allocated per week that needs to be distributed. And I just heard some examples being flown around that they're under the impression that spike a king here, but there's an ace in the water. Pokashiro's betting half. I call. He's checking. King 8. Okay. So what I was saying is that you're basically getting gold for how much BAG you hold. And the example they gave was, if there's 100 million BAG, like in the game, meaning you have to play at least, I don't know what they said, like one hand of poker or any game that's at BAG.WIN. Okay, wow, 3 of a kind here. Just unbelievable type of session I'm having here, really. This is very rare. Now, I could get hit here because someone could have a flush, and they don't. So 21-19 takes it down. So, again, it's super good to be carrying BAG right now because they're just giving away gold weekly just for having it. So if there's 100 million BAG in the game, meaning at least 100 million BAG holders, meaning there's 100 million BAG tokens, spread amongst however many players, another 3 of a kind, you get 76 gold a week. So, even if that's 25 cents of worth of the Blast token come June 2025, it's still free for just holding BAG. So let's just see, 76 times 0.25 $19 worth of the blast token as I land another pair here on the big blind. Up to 75.57, 20 minutes in. I should have just quit right here. I'm a pretty fair player. You know, I don't just get up when I'm winning. Not all the time. I mean, I at least like to put in a good half-hour session. It just seems to make more sense that way, at least from my calculations. So, but I do need to look at this data a little bit more full. So we got a full house, speaking of being full. Don't know if anyone's got a 10. I doubt it. Take it down. But these two must have been sick of me at this point. But see the blast gold pop up? That's what I won on that hand. So you win blast gold per hand that you win at BAG.WIN. So that's another thing. So not only are you getting gold per week by holding BAG, and I just flop a straight. Jeez Louise. What do I do here? I bet something just to avoid the flush. Oh, okay. Yeah, now that I'm going back looking at this session, this may have been one of the luckiest sessions on earth. So these results will vary for you. I mean, this is crazy. But, I mean, depending on who's at your table, I would say that BAG.WIN is a little soft. It's not a super competitive room. So this guy said, Tony's asking if there's a cheat code. You never seen anyone hitting so many hands. No shit. Little does he know I've got ace queen of clubs right here. He says it's insane. It really is. Let's see. Nothing much here really, but I'm probably playing it just because of that club and 2 overcards. He's all in. I think I call him and I lose. Makes sense. What's he got? Jack 10. Oh no, I snuck in with the ace at the end. Oh my goodness. Talk about running hot. Jesus, my seat must be on fire. Yeah, I think I'm even playing like I'm playing this 10-2, you know, just in remembrance. Good old Doyle. Running lava hot, he says. True. Ace Jack now. He raises up $1. I call. Sure. Or maybe I re-raise. Yeah, I re-raise. Dangerous, really. Ace Jack, and there's my ace. Don't know. He could have an ace king, but I'm like feeling him out with a half size bet. Okay. Kind of a no card, really. 5. And I win. Take it down. All right, everybody. I was going to say, let's do 40 minutes and show you how to make $40, but this is good at $88 at 24 minutes. And I don't want to bore you with unnecessary gibberish. And it's just head-to-head anyway. So I will be back with another session. And I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please subscribe and like the video. As you know, it's great for the algorithm and the kids and children of the Capture Motion family. God bless and have yourself a great day. Peace.